How to tie an Orthodox Christian wrist prayer rope with cross using satin cording. Approximate length of cording. The length is dependent upon the thickness of the cording and how easily the cording compresses. If you want very small knots in your wrist prayer rope, for a 33-knot prayer rope with a cross tied from the cording, you will need approximately 4 yards of 1 millimeter satin cording. You will see in the second image knots tied against a ruler to understand the size of the work with the 1 millimeter cording. In the image, there are approximately 7 knots to an inch. Note: in use, the knots will tighten and separate from each other 1/8 of an inch or more, increasing the overall size by as much as 4 inches when beads and a cord cross are included, as shown in the third image. The 33 knot made of 1 millimeter satin cording, as shown in the third image, will fit over a 7¼ inch diameter knuckle. Add more knots if your knuckle diameter is larger. Once you have measured out 4 yards of cording, fold the yardage in half so you have 2 strands of cording to work with. With the 2 strands of cording together, measure off approximately 15 inches and tie a slip knot to be used as a temporary anchor to start your first knot, as shown in the video that follows. Prayer ropes are a product of prayer. Pray with every knot as you tie it. Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner. Tying the first knot. In this video that follows, the prayer rope will be 33 knots with cross when finished. Therefore, it is approximately 4 yards of 1 millimeter cording. That's a great deal of cording to handle, so I have found that bundling the strands together keeps the yarn neat and easier to handle. While I am making the first knot in the video, you will see how I handle each little bundle of cording. I use a crochet hook with a very tiny end, US 10, 1.15 millimeter. This is my tool to pull the loops through. Each strand is pulled 3 times as shown in the video. After you complete your first knot, pull the anchor knot out as it is no longer needed. Continue tying the number of knots you would like in your prayer rope. The video will play shortly. tying the rest of the knots and finishing the prayer rope. After tying the 33 knots, I place a gold bead at each end of the prayer rope as shown in the image to the right. The two beads separate the cross, which will also be made of satin cord, from the rest of the prayer rope knots. The corded cross may be formed different ways. I will be using the prayer rope knot technique to form the cross. In the video that follows, I will be making the knot, which will become the center of the cross. You will see how I partially tie that knot on the left side of the prayer rope, then insert the two strands from the right side of the prayer rope through the center of that knot. I then tighten the knot around the two strands from the other side, finish the prayer rope knot, then pull the other two strands to close the prayer rope into a loop. Once that is done, I take two strands and place them up to be used to make another prayer rope knot to form an arm of the cross. I will also place two strands down. Those will be used to tie the other prayer rope knot to form the other arm of the cross. After the knots are completed to form the arms of the cross, the excess cording will be cut and sealed by melting with a lighter. The video follows. The video that follows will show tying the arms of the cross, melting the ends, and how to size the prayer rope for your wrist. Your wrist prayer rope is now complete. To keep your prayer rope the right size for your wrist, take a needle with buttonhole thread and run the thread through the center of the knots and tie it off. Be careful not to change the size of the rope while you do this. It is also a good idea to run an entirely separate piece of thread through the center of the knots of the cross so the cross shape does not separate over time as well. Remember, prayer ropes are a product of prayer. Pray while you tie the knots and while you finish the prayer rope. Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner.